Good evening, everybody. This is Executive Consultant Tim Devine coming to you from Osaka, Japan. I'm going to talk a little bit about Ambit Energy's compensation plan and basically how to rank up, how to promote, how to strategize and do things the right way so that you have a long-term income and that you really build your business with the right ideas in mind. So first thing I'm going to talk about is 526. Our compensation plan is called 526. The reason for that is the backbone of how we start building our business, and all the way up through the compensation plan, 526 is going to be very important for you to not only understand but also to teach. And so what 526 means is it stands for having 5 personal customers when you get started. You want to have 5 personal customers, okay? And then 2 is basically you want to have 2 personal consultants. Minimum. You can sponsor more than that, but you want to have at least 2. And then you want to have 6 downline consultants in your business. So think about this: 5 personal customers, 2 personally enrolled, personally sponsored consultants, and then 6 total downline consultants. So 6 downline consultants on your team, and you are going to complete 526, okay? And so what that looks like is getting everybody customers with these 6 consultants. What we want to do is we want to get them paid. Okay, the idea is to enroll people and help them to make money, help them to get paid. And basically what that means is when somebody signs up and they get 3 personal customers, usually the first one is themselves, and they get 2 more, they're going to receive a check. They're going to receive income. And so here in Japan, that's 5,000 yen. And so if you have 6 consultants that all get their 3 customers, you're going to basically have 18 downline customers, and that's going to help you to promote to regional consultant. Now, if your business is a little bit lopsided, which most businesses are, they don't grow perfect, as long as you have 18 customers in your downline, in any configuration, you'll promote. So 2 consultants need to be personally sponsored, 5 customers, 6 consultants in your downline, with 18 customers in that downline, and you're going to promote to regional consultant, which is RC, and that is the first promotion in our compensation plan. So what's different, what changes, what's the big deal about going RC? Well, basically you give yourself a pay increase, and you also put yourself in a position to start earning overrides as you develop your next team. See, the thing that's unique about Ambit Energy's compensation plan is it's different than any other one. And it's not just a matter of putting people in and just building a downline, right? Like a lot of companies, they have binaries, which I do not recommend, because if you get in the wrong group, what's that say about you? And then there's people that have just these downlines where you just keep putting people in, all right? Well, our compensation plan is brilliant because it's very profitable, and there's a strategy to it. So if you don't know the strategy, it's good to learn. And so one of our co-founders, Chris Chambliss, he comes from another company in the direct sales industry, which was Excel Communications. And they had basically the same compensation plan. And during that time, the growth that that company had and the money that people made was huge. It was something that's never been seen before in this industry. So we've basically taken that same compensation plan and applied it to energy. So it works very well. But as far as RC goes, what happens is when you go RC, you're looking to promote to the next level. In our compensation plan, it's always about promoting, right? You always want to get to the next level, okay? So you don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to get in and do a little bit and just stop and hope to get lucky. You want to be in the game. You want to be out front leading. So from RC, you're going to start building a brand new team. So you've gone from marketing consultant, MC, you've completed 526, and then you become an RC, and now you want to go to SC, which is senior consultant, otherwise known as serious cash, because again, you put yourself in a position to make more money. But as an RC, what happens is, again, you need to have 10 personal customers, okay? You're gonna up that from 5 to 10 personal customers. You've got to personally sponsor a minimum of 2. So let's just say 2 personal. You can personally sponsor 5, 8, 12, whatever you want, okay? I don't recommend that you stop at 2, but you've got to have a minimum of 2. And so you personally sponsor 2, and then you have to have 18 in your downline. And 54 downline customers, okay? 54 downline customers in that RC code to promote to SC. So here's the thing, when you think about it, you got your 10 personal customers, you sponsor a couple people. Let's just say, for the sake of analogy, that you sponsor 6 people, okay? And out of those 6, you help a couple of those people do what you did and complete 526. Well, if you help 2 people complete 526, you're 3/4 of the way there as far as reaching SC. Because at SC, you gotta have 18 in with 54 customers, and if you look at the customer count, if all 18 of these got 3, you would basically achieve that. But again, with our compensation plan, what happens is, as long as you have 54 customers and 18 people in, you're gonna promote. Ideally, you get every single one of those people paid, because again, it's really kind of useless to put somebody in this business and not even help them to get their first jumpstart bonus, okay? It's really a waste of everybody's time. So we want to get people paid. But with 2 personal consultants, 18 in the downline, and 54 customers, you are going to promote to senior consultant. Now, one of the things that happens at RC and SC is, I mentioned the word override. What's going to happen is, when you get involved and you start out and you're personally sponsoring people in your MC code, you're going to make a matching bonus. When you help them get paid, you're going to make a matching bonus. You're also going to make a matching bonus when people get in to your RC code, okay? But that bonus goes up a little bit. And then the other natural thing that happens here is you start to earn overrides on your downline that come in. So when people come in your downline in your RC code, you're going to make 2,500 yen overrides to unlimited levels as people come in. 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. And that goes to unlimited levels here. And then at SC, it gets even higher. It's 4,000. And so what happens is, actually, I'm sorry, it's 6,500. And so what happens is, you're earning larger bonuses and you're earning larger overrides when people come in, and that is part of the long-term income that you're trying to develop as you build these teams. There's 3 different ways that we get paid. The first one is getting your customers, getting your personal customers and triggering those jump starts for yourself. The second is building a team and helping them to earn income and trigger those bonuses, and you make some matching bonuses, but then you start to earn overrides as well. And that's all part of the second way that we make money. The big money that I'm going to talk about at the end is residual income, which is the third way that you make money. But basically what we're going to stay focused on for now is promoting through the compensation plan and what that looks like and how you do that. So, all right, let's say you get to SC. You get to SC, senior consultant, you're there, you made that promotion. It's the second big promotion in our company. It's a big deal when people get to SC. We really celebrate that a lot. But we don't want to celebrate too long, right? Take a day, celebrate your hard work, it paid off. But now we want to get right back in the game and start building another team. Because again, like I said before, when you have your MC team, you start building a whole new team here with your RC team. When you get to SC, you're going to start building a whole new team here. So it's almost like opening separate franchises, right? You've got your MC team, you've got your RC team, now you're starting your SC team. So you're not just piling people on top of people to keep going, you're starting a whole nother team. So you start from 0 and you want to get your customers in. Again, you got to up your personal customer count to 15, okay? So 15 customers. And you got to sponsor, again, a minimum of 2, but you're going to want to sponsor a lot more than that. I highly recommend that when you get to senior, you go on a sponsoring tear. You really want to be recruiting and bringing people in as fast as you can, because you want to increase your odds of finding the right people. The more people you bring in, the more you're going to increase your odds of finding the right people. So you got to sponsor a minimum of 2, okay? And that's consultants. All right, and then you've got to break 5 SCs. So what does that look like? What do I mean by that? Well, basically what I mean is you start from 0 here, okay? And you've got to help 5 people get to the same level you got to. So let's take this out of the equation. You're a senior, you're starting all over again, right? Now, in your senior code, starting from nothing, personally sponsoring some people, you've got to build 5 teams to SC. And what does that look like? I'm going to give you a couple different analogies, and I'm going to explain a little bit of the psychology and some of the things that happen, because every single team, every single consultant that gets to SC, it looks different. It's like a fingerprint, okay? There's not 2 organizations that are the same. But we're going to give you some basic things that hold true to most organizations, okay? So five SCs in a perfect world, it's going to look like this. SC, senior consultant, senior consultant, senior consultant. Okay, so you want to get 5 SCs in your SC code, and when you get 5 SCs, 5 people a senior in your SC code that are coded to you, you're going to reach executive, which is a really big deal. But let me go back here and just explain to you. Typically what happens when someone's going from SC to EC, breaking those 5 SCs, what'll happen is you'll personally sponsor a bunch of people, start helping them, start teaching them 526, plug them into the system, start getting them trained, make sure that they get paid. You know, it's a lot of fun because you're learning the strategy as you go. You know, it's kind of like on-the-job training. And what happens is every time you promote to the next level, it changes a little bit. It gets a little bit more, fun, a little more interesting, and the strategy becomes a little different. And the knowledge that you've learned getting here is fun because it's a process, you know. And so what you've learned going from here to here, it's really kind of like an apprenticeship stage to a leadership stage to now you really put yourself in a position, you position yourself to make really good money at SC, and you have to find leaders at this point. So you can't just gut it out from SC to EC. You've got to find some leaders. You've got to find some people that are in the game, that see it like you do, that want to do this thing. So it's really important that you find the right people. You know, I learned a long time ago, I heard a quote, don't send your ducks to Eagle School. In other words, you can try to teach certain people, but you know what? It's easier to find the right people. And I learned that from my mentor, Ray Monty. He said, understand what you're looking for. And there's certain people that show up on your team, and as you're going through this process, you start to develop the ability to really locate and recognize the right people. What are some of those traits? Honest, hardworking, they've got a reason or a why that they're doing this. And so I could make several examples of people on our team that have those traits. Honest, hardworking, and they've got a reason, right? And they're coachable. And they're coachable when they plug in. And one of the things I learned is watch what people do, not what they say. So watch what people do. They'll show you by their actions. Do they show up to the meetings? Are they plugged in? Are they in the game? Are they asking questions? Are they sharing the opportunity? Those are indicators. When you see people doing those things, it's like, I got one. I've got myself a leader. I've got someone that I can help train and develop and get to the next level. So it's very important to understand and know what you're looking for. So you want to recognize 5 people that you can get to senior consultant. Now, what I was talking about before, as far as every organization or team is different, what happens in most cases with our compensation plan, because of the way it's designed, is most times what will happen is your 5 SCs will come from one area. What do I mean by that? Well, basically what happens is, as you're building a team, say you personally sponsor those 6 people, and you've got one going a little bit, you've got one that's going pretty good, they've maybe reached RC real quick, you've got one that isn't doing a whole lot, another one that's mediocre, and then another one that's hot. Okay, so we get about 2 out of the 6 are really moving, right? Well, out of those 2 out of the 6, you look and see which one wants it more, which one's more in the game. Focus most of your time on the people that deserve your time, you know, the ones that have earned it. And so you really want to put your time in the right place to get the best return. But what happens is, say you get one guy or one gal or one couple that's really, really running, okay, and they get to RC and they're marching their way to SC. You want to help them get there. You want to put your efforts with their efforts to strategize and compile those together to create momentum and get them to SC. And you know what happens, guys? The magical thing that happens is when you're doing that and you're working towards getting that consultant to SC, a lot of times on the way there, they'll bring in other people that start marching their way to SC, and you'll get 3, 4, or 5 of your SCs from the one team that creates momentum. Why is it? I don't know. It's just a thing that happens in Ambit Energy. It's kind of a common thing that happens. When you get some of the right people, a lot of times they attract the right people. When you create momentum, there's excitement and energy, and there's just a lot of good things that happen. So when you're working with those people, you really want to understand that. Don't abandon them and go work somewhere else and think, oh, they got it made, they're all set, they don't need my help, they've got it figured out. No, put most of your time into them, and that way you'll all get a bigger return, because you want to support those people because they deserve it the most. So 5 seniors pop in your SC code, and you get to executive consultant. Awesome. You know what? That's a really big deal. And I think at minimum, everybody that joins Ambit should shoot for executive. Now, some people are going to keep moving and go for NC. I didn't get involved to go executive. I got involved to go to the top. That was my thought process. When I hit RC, I was thinking about NC. And basically what that meant was, yeah, this was cool. That was an accomplishment. We celebrated, hurrah. But then it was go back to work. And same thing at SC, same thing at EC, okay? So what does EC look at? An executive consultant, what it looks like is basically you put yourself in a position again to earn larger bonuses and larger overrides, okay? So again, it's all about positioning. It's all about putting yourself in a position to where you can make more money with our compensation plan. But from EC to NC, guys, it's a whole different strategy again. What happens is it achievable? Absolutely. Is it a free ride? No way. The people that get from here to here, they are the real deal. What they've done is they've committed, they've learned, they've become incredible teachers and trainers and servant leaders. You've got to serve people here in order to go to the top. You've got to be willing to help people. You've got to be willing to go out of your way, inconvenience yourself, and bury yourself in the success of other people. That's the only way that you can succeed here. So with that, what happens is going from EC to NC, again, your customers, you got to go up on your customer count, 20 customers personally, okay, which is not hard to do, especially as an executive. And you've got to put a bunch of people in, minimum of 2 consultants again, but that's kind of funny because you'll want to put in a lot more than that. And I'll talk about that in a second. And then what you want to do is you want to get 5 people to EC in your EC code. This is where the fun begins. And I'll tell you what, I was excited when I got to executive and I knew that the next leap was going to be bigger. I was like, man, this is awesome. I can't believe that I've gotten to this point and now I'm going to go there. And I had to expand my mind and change up my strategy, realizing that this is achievable. See, here's what happens a lot of times, you guys. Sometimes people get in, they do 526, and mentally they achieve that, and that's all they ever saw. And so mentally they reached a level that was like, that's all they ever saw. They couldn't see themselves moving further than that. Why? I don't know. It's very sad. But a lot of people are trapped by their own mind. And so there's other people that keep moving and they go to senior, right? They're still in the game, they're hungry, they're excited, and they get to senior consultant, fast or slow. Okay, either way, I applaud you, my hat's off. But then there's people that when they get to senior, they're not done yet, right? They know that they want to get here. And it's a bigger jump, it's a longer road, but they're willing to do it. And eventually, you know what, they get there. Because what you focus on will happen. What you believe, you can achieve. And I truly believe that. So when you are focused on the goal and you know where you're heading, eventually you'll get there, right? If you don't know where you're heading or you don't have a goal, you're just going to drift, okay? The tide's going to take you whatever direction it wants to take you, and you're probably never going to reach your goal. But beyond that, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine on the team the other day, and he was telling me he's very new here in Japan, and he's telling me that's where he's headed. And I didn't really train him on that or talk about that. That came out of his mouth. So to me, I'm thinking, wow, that's a good sign. I've got a guy that just got in, and all he's thinking about is national consultant. So, and I think he'll do it. But with that, here's what happens, guys. Going from EC to NC, you need to find 5 people that are as committed as you to get to that level. And again, it's knowing what you're looking for. It's understanding that there's certain traits and there's certain things people do that reveal their abilities as leaders to you as a leader. And when you find them, they're gold, okay? And you just focus your time and effort and energy on training them, supporting them, and helping them, and building a friendship with them, and your business partners, right? Your long-term business partners. So you really want to establish that with those people, and you want to focus most of your time, effort, and energy on the right people. So the cool thing is, at executive, again, your SC code is still growing, that team's still growing, your RC team is still growing, and your MC team is still growing. Now you're still earning overrides. Anyone that's coded to you in those different teams, you're still earning overrides as they bring on other team members that trigger their jumpstart bonuses, okay? So that's good to understand, because again, the second way that we make money is building a team that's bringing in customers and we're getting overrides from that. So that's the second way that we make money. And now going from EC to NC again, I'm gonna go back to that. You're an executive consultant, you start prospecting and recruiting and building like you started over again, right? You're a baby, you're a brand new executive, you haven't done anything, and so now it's time to go to work again, right? You don't stop there and get comfortable. See, the danger in our compensation plan and in network marketing is called management phase. When you get into the phase of looking to tell other people what to do, but you're not willing to do it yourself. Okay, I always believed in outwork everybody on your team in a good way, in a healthy way. Lead from the front, lead by example. Be willing to do the things that you're asking other people to do, and what'll happen is you'll attract the right people, you'll earn the respect of the right people, and all the fun is when you're in the trenches, when you're building, when you're meeting new people, when you're in the game. That's when you feel good about yourself, right? When you're out there doing it. And so with that, what happens is going from EC to NC, man, you got to start to put your A game on all the time. You've got to become a recruiting machine like never before, and you've got to become a good teacher. You've got to become a good trainer. You've got to become a mentor, a coach, a friend. You've got to become all those things to one degree or another. Now, I'm not saying that you have to become this ridiculously talented superstar sort of superhero person. I'm not saying that. It's just becoming a little bit better every day, becoming a better version of yourself and being willing to put yourself out there and help other people. So when you do that, guys, trust me, those 5 ECs will show up, and you will move yourself onto national consultant, which is the highest level in our compensation plan. And once you get to that level, what I recommend is you keep building, right? Because what happens is you put yourself in position to make more money with the overrides and the money that you'll make in matching bonuses when you personally sponsor. But at national, you put yourself in a position to where, if you choose, you probably don't have to work another day in your life. You can put yourself in that position as executive too, but definitely at national, okay? So with that, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to skip right to the bigger money, which is residual income, okay? So marching up through our compensation plan, we primarily focused on jumpstart bonuses, okay? So going from MC to RC to SC, you're starting to accumulate numbers, okay? The residual income is very small at that point because you haven't accumulated big enough numbers with a customer account to really have a significant residual income. Now, with that said, there are some people that are RCs that have a massive team, huge numbers, and they have a big residual income. But as a rule, talking for most people, the way it typically works out is as you're building these teams and you're bringing on customers and your team's bringing on customers, you're building numbers to where your residual income is starting to grow. Okay, and at executive and national, what happens is if you've done it properly, you're going to have a very nice residual income that comes in month after month after month, year after year after year, as people pay their energy bills. Now think about this. How many people do you know that cancel their power bill when they've had enough? It never happens. How many people do you know that that would rather switch back and pay more? It doesn't happen, okay? Everybody likes to save money. Everybody pays their power bill every single month. So therefore, that represents security for you and I. And what happens is, as we build customers and build teams, as we build numbers, I should say, we're piling numbers on top of numbers on top of numbers on top of numbers, and we're creating a larger pool of customers that are spinning off a residual income to you every single month when they pay their power bill. And the beauty is they're saving money, right? So you're not out there selling a product or a service that's more expensive. You're helping people save money. So the brilliancy in our concept is the fact that you can create an income by helping your friends make money. Another thing I'll point out real quick too is when you recruit or sponsor or enroll a person in our program, we do not make a dime. The way our compensation plan is designed, it's the cleanest compensation plan in the entire industry. It's all customer driven. So in other words, we only receive income when we bring customers to Ambit Energy. They pay us a royalty for bringing them customers. So we're not making money on our friends by bringing them in and enrolling them and helping them out. We're helping them and we're saving our customers money. So you can feel really good about the design of this brilliant compensation plan and the way that it's set up. And so with that, if you stay focused on the right thing and you go out there and you build your business with honesty and integrity and the right heart to bury yourself into success with other people honestly, right? You know, not to shortcut, not to manipulate, but if you do that, you'll be pleasantly surprised with the residual income. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this talk by telling you a couple nuggets about our industry and this company and the opportunity right now. You know, basically what we're seeing right now is, in my mind, I see a global trend that's taking place. You know, deregulation didn't start very long ago, okay? It was you know, probably 20 years ago or so, this idea came about, and our company started about 11 years ago. And so deregulation is a very new thing because it's not fully around the United States yet. In other words, all states have not deregulated. There's a lot more to go. So there's a handful of states in the US that have deregulated, and around the world, there's a handful of countries that have deregulated. The unique thing about Japan is the fact that it's the largest single territory in the world to deregulate. 84 million potential customers, okay? The entire country of Japan, all at once, deregulated, other than the island of Okinawa. They've got a separate deal going on down there. I don't know what it is, but we're not part of that, so we don't need to worry about that. But the island of Okinawa doesn't count, and then you've got the big island, I call it, of Japan, that fully deregulated, and it's the first area in Asia, in the continent of Asia, that's deregulated. So for the first time in the history of the continent of Asia, you and I have the opportunity to participate and make money on electricity. That's never ever happened before, guys. It's never happened before. So think about that. Now, as the United States has more states deregulate, as other countries deregulate, as Ambit Energy opens up in more countries, that's going to give you and I the opportunity to expand our business and share our opportunity with people around the world. And what's happening here in Japan is just absolutely amazing. So it's a huge market. Don't want people to miss out on it. In America, at the 11-year mark, we have access to about 71 million customers in the 16 states that we're in. We're not even fully deployed in those states, but in those states that we're in, we have access to 71 million customers. In the country of Japan, day one when we went live, which was just the other day, we have access to 84 million customers. Now let me just go back and tell you something about the opening of Ambit Energy in America. Well, 11 years ago when Ambit Energy opened in America, they opened in parts of Texas, one state, parts of one state. They had access to 7 million customers, okay? When we opened in Japan, 84 million. So 7 million, 84 million, okay? And the experience of 11 years under our belt. And so, you know, for the first time, again, you and I have the opportunity to participate and make money on the largest public utility in the world, which is electricity. So with that wrapping up, you know, guys, keep it simple. Stick to the compensation plan. Stick to what works. This is proven. We have a system. We have something that has stood the test of time. It's worked, and you don't have to manipulate it or compromise it. Just learn what works, plug in, and get your piece of the pie. Thanks a lot. Hopefully that helps a lot. Thanks again.